Hello and welcome. This is the Connection Hub, and I'm Vanessa, a psychic medium who channels messages for the divine and your loved ones. Today, we're going to do a romance reading. I'm really inspired to just gather some guidance for you in terms of romance and the romantic partnership maybe coming in for you. I'd like to start by thanking you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this channel and everything that's happening right now. Okay, let's get started. On the bottom of the deck, we have Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, let's see what other energy is coming through. We have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Okay, so this could be someone really focusing on their career at the moment, or really just putting a lot of energy into their goals and what it is they want to create as a whole. When I think about finances and career, I really consider goals as a whole in terms of like just being really high up on the priority list. With children, your love life is being affected by children. What I'm getting for the children card is this person could actually just be a little bit younger than you. I'm hearing up to 10 years. Next, we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. This is fantastic. I'm watching you decluttering all of your things. A really great place to start is with the cell phone and just clearing out old text messages. If this is from someone you had a really substantial relationship with, or if it was someone that you had like one-off hangouts with. There's something about just deleting old photos and deleting anything and everything really that has you chained to the past. Once you do delete all of the things that just have nothing to do with the future you want to create, this is really going to cut energetic ties, allowing you to move forward with more confidence and just a sturdiness to your feet. Next, we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. In yesterday's reading, there was something coming through about being in a relationship, being in partnership, and just being really frustrated with your partner. But I was getting the sense it's more than that. It was a frustration that was being expressed, like rolling the eyes. And where the frustration was really landing is just in this knowing that the relationship you're in isn't for you. There is definitely someone that needs to walk away from the situation that they're in. I'm currently reading the book Calling in the One, and what I've noticed is it's priming and prepping me to really fill myself with the most self-love ever. It's like calling in the one is really a call to getting back to basics for myself, calling in my own heart, purifying my own heart, and really understanding and realizing what it is I truly desire for myself before even a romantic partnership does come in. The book is also really great for people in partnership as well. It allows us to just break through our wounds and our trauma that happened years ago that we end up pulling into our partnerships, into our relationships. And this could even be with close friends and family members. So I highly recommend that book, Calling in the One. I was pretty resistant to it at first. It actually sat on my bookshelf for weeks, but I have found it to be a really excellent tool in just kicking off my self-love journey. The next card we have is chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. I'm really feeling once you get rid of your ex and once you move away from the relationship that's not working for you, you're going to notice healthier situations magnetizing to you. And then lastly, we have let your friends help you. I'm just seeing a social gathering, going to a party. The holidays are around the corner. I know that in a couple of weeks, holiday parties are going to start kicking off to complete 2024. So you could be invited to a party. I'm hearing say yes. Say yes to all of the opportunities coming your way. There's also Christmas festivals. In Toronto, the Distillery District, they have this really great festive Christmas area that people gather to. Get some shopping done, have some hot cocoa or coffee. I'm seeing for the singles, even if you wanted to go separately on your own to a little Christmas festive area in your town or in your city, you're going to be really positively affected by the joy, all of the high vibrational happiness happening in that center, in that square, and it's just really going to fill your heart. If you feel like you haven't yet met your soulmate, I'm hearing and seeing that this is going to be coming into you really, really soon. I'm also seeing a bunch of symbols for the spring. So the springtime is going to be a really exciting time for you. And maybe that's why the book Calling in the One is being recommended. I'm just going to go grab it. It's a really great practice, not only for calling in a healthy, beautiful partnership, but it is a call to your own heart. It's understanding how you like to be loved and then being brave and courageous enough to share that with those in your life. Speaking of how you like to be loved, let's go and dive into the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. This is going to be the deck that I pull a card from, a single card for 33 days in a journey to discovering self-love and self-care. That's what I'm going to be talking about on my social media. Oh my gosh. Let me just, okay. I'm going to give a good knock. There we go. Alrighty. First we have Look for Fairies. This has a really great flavor and energy about just being really playful right now. So what are some things you can do to connect to a playful energy? What's some music you can listen to? Maybe some different classes that you can take, if that's like fitness classes or some different craft classes. There's something about needing to break free from the seriousness of life. I'm also hearing setting the intention and just having a really nice affirmation at the top of the day. Like, thank you, God, so much for giving me such a playful, fun day today. Thank you so much for filling me with joy and with an excited energy. Next, we have Connect with the Earth. I love this card because there's so many crystals also in this card as well. So maybe there's some stones that you want to touch in your house, or maybe some new stones and crystals that you want to purchase at a store. There's something about connecting with the earth, connecting with the different elements, maybe lighting a candle for yourself or having a copper bowl of water. Actually, that's really great for just infusing your space with beautiful energy, beautiful cleansing energy. There's something about connecting with all of the different elements to bring a balance to your energy right now. Spend time with friends, especially if you have a really funny friend or someone who is really interested in, I want to say, like personal growth and personal expression. There's something about really expanding the mind and spiritually growing with someone in your friend circle right now. I'm just flashing back to a time in my life where there was a summer and nearly every weekend I was getting together with a couple of girlfriends at the time, and we would go to a park and we would have crystals and we would do journaling practices and we would speak our intentions out, and it was just a really expansive time in my life, and it's the flavor that I'm getting for yourself right now. Maybe there's a friend that you want to explore something new with entirely, and it doesn't have to be spiritually focused, but maybe it will like infuse the mind with really great knowledge. I'm hearing that maybe you want to learn a different language, or maybe you want to pick up just a different topic to just be more interesting. Just expanding yourself as a whole, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, because the new partnerships that are knocking at your door and wanting to come in. I'm hearing like they're history buffs and they like a whole bunch of different topics, and you're going to find that conversing with them and learning with them and growing with them is going to be so incredibly enjoyable. And this is your opportunity to extend out of your comfort zone, learn something new so that you have interesting things to also bring to the table. It's knowing how much you value learning about new things from other people and really loving that, but now anchoring yourself in that same energy of being able to share new things with other people. Next, we have hydrate. Drink and drink some water. That message is definitely also for me. It's winter time here now. Well, it's fall turning into winter, and I find it a little bit challenging to drink more water. So if it's not like water specifically, then also introducing and bringing in more herbal teas. The other thing I'm seeing for this card is sleeping with a glass of water beside your bed. I notice that when I do that, it really helps with my dreams at night, and it really helps me wake up in the morning and remember what it is I was dreaming of. It's almost as if that glass of water is supporting my emotional state as I sleep. Lastly, we have use your hands. This is fun. So you could use your hands with crafts, building puzzles. I just started a puppy puzzle and I thought, oh, this is going to be really easy. And I already feel defeated. So I need to organize myself and organize all of the pieces or else I'll never get it finished. Maybe there is some pottery that you want to take up, or maybe there is some cooking and new recipes that you'd like to try. Overall, the ask is finding ways to instill and really fuel your life with things that bring you joy or things that bring you a different variety of experiencing life right now. Okay, let's go into the Whispering Heart Oracle. When you comment and like the video, it is like a prompt for me to directly connect with your energy. And I can get even more specific on the readings that I post. Let's do one more shuffle here. And the bottom of the deck, control, taking responsibility for both actions and emotions. This is really helpful in terms of breaking codependent tendencies, codependent behaviors. Whenever we point the finger at someone for not doing or doing something that kind of ticks us off, we have three fingers pointing back at us. And we always have to ask, okay, well, how is this a reflection of me? Or how can I nurture myself in this moment? It's taking control and taking responsibility for your own feelings and learning and understanding how to regulate yourself. Being able to regulate yourself is such an important part of the journey. Being able to understand what it is you need to feel whole and complete, and knowing that when you get sideswept into feeling a certain way, that it's your responsibility to understand like why it is you feel that way. Okay, bottom of the deck here is divine match, following your destiny and a love that's meant to be. Saying yes to all of the opportunities coming up right now. One day you're going to be asked to do something or to go somewhere. And by saying yes just that one time, I'm hearing it's going to absolutely change your life. We have coming around, hoping for another chance and wanting to try again. This soulmate or this new partnership coming in for you, possibly around the springtime, possibly, maybe sooner, who knows? It could be an old flame. It could be a connection from a past life. It could be someone that you met even for a split second, someone that you had a short relationship with, or maybe like you hung out with once or twice. Next, we have protection, taking care of yourself as well as the relationship. This is the reminder to really tune in again to how you can best love yourself. Next, we have harmony, being in tune with each other and getting along, good rapport and easy going. It's going to feel like you fit each other like a glove. You know that saying? Music could also be really important. Listen to engaging music. Try and discover some new music right now. Someone I'm listening to a lot is Darren Keeley, and then Kingfisher, but Fisher without the E before the R. Who else? Zach Bryan, Miles Smith, Noah Kahan. Yeah, those are a couple of artists that I have on repeat. Next, we have soul searching, needing to work on some personal issues first. Calling in the one, figuring out your own heart, figuring out what it is you need, and I think more importantly, who it is you are as a person. Motives, purpose, self. Really pouring self-love into you. Love stories, communicating and saying what needs to be said. Tough love, truth talk. A few readings ago, there was this message that was coming up about holding on to the things that needed to be said or wanted to be said. Just this idea of not speaking up and not speaking truth and being very reserved. Also, what was coming up in that is this idea of then growing resentful and full of these emotions that are already a little bit more challenging to navigate, like anger and disappointment and things like this. Do yourself a favor and speak up for the things that are really presenting themselves and showing themselves to you sooner than later. If you find yourself challenged about having conversations that are a little bit more tricky and not so fun and exciting, but so important to have, then you might want to sit down and just write out a few talking points so you understand the important issues that need to be addressed. The other thing about great communication is just understanding how things are making you feel, and maybe even reflecting and asking yourself, okay, well, this situation is making me feel that way. Is there a time in my life where these feelings are mirrored, or that I can remember these feelings starting for me? Communication and really speaking up for your needs is going to be an important next step for you in this new relationship. And then we have exploring, testing the waters, or still looking for the right one. Maybe you are someone that has been single, or as the messages are coming in more clearly, maybe you're someone that has just found themselves repeating an old style of relationship, or just like someone that you've dated in the past. Next, we're going to go into the Ancient Stones Oracle. First, we have Stone of Destiny. Life path, ambition, passion, yes. The Stone of Destiny card encourages you to think big, to say yes to your ambition and the call from within. If you're questioning whether to answer an inner call, this card is urging you forth. Do not waver. Follow it with vigor now. It's destined. I say yes to my life path and step into my destiny. If you need the courage to say yes, if you need the courage and the strength to face your fears, to try something new, then affirm that with God and ask Him to give you the courage and the strength. Next, we have weather the storms. Let it change you. Embrace the unexpected. There really is something about a variety of new things coming up for you. Is there something that you've wanted to do for a while, or something that you've wanted to learn for a while? Now is the time to start that. Okay, let's fire through a couple of animal oracle cards. On the bottom of the deck, we have Crow Spirit, co-create with spirit. If you're feeling stuck or dull for inspiration, maybe go for a walk and just shift your energy. When we move our body in any way, it really shifts our energy and we can see things with a different perspective. Next, we have Hawk Spirit. Let spirit be your guide. There's something about meditating or journaling, doing something to connect with your higher self, connect with your angels, your spirit guides, to connect with God, source energy, in just getting a little bit more creative and figuring out what it is that you're supposed to be focusing on right now. It's just organizing your thoughts and organizing yourself in a way that is going to serve you and your highest good most at this time. And I love that we're starting with two really strong birds. Next, we have giraffe spirit, see the big picture. This is talking about just removing yourself from situations that maybe have you feeling too emotionally drawn in or tied, removing yourself and seeing the situation from a higher perspective, from a higher view, counting on your higher self to show you, what does this really mean? Why is this coming up right now? What is this trying to show me? Right now is the time for you to stay super open and very curious about the shifts happening in your life. And speaking to the two bird energies, going back to infusing yourself with all of the elements. Maybe it is a matter of clearing your mind and getting outside, allowing for that element of air to just brush against your energy. Next, we have dove spirit, be peace. How can you create a little bit more peace in your life, even if that's putting aside 20 minutes of your day to just meditate or to do something by yourself? What boundary do you need to set up with others, and what boundary do you need to put in place with yourself? How can you prevent yourself from overworking or overextending in other areas of your life? And how can you bring this peace? How can you bring this closer to your heart? Next, we have groundhog spirit. It's time to let go. This is really connecting with that person who knows that it's time to just remove themselves from any toxic relationship right now, if that's romantic or friendship, even if it's uncomfortable and possibly sometimes a little bit uncertain and maybe even scary in the moment. Trust that you are being led to, I'm hearing, greener pastures. Aw, next we have rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Luck is on your side. You could find yourself meeting new friends. And I'm also just watching someone saying, like, I am full of joyous energy. Really amazing things are attracted to me at all times. And it's like, thank you, God. Thank you for this amazing life. Show me how it can get even better. Really bring yourself into this lucky state, and luck is just going to follow you along your path. Next, we have buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. This is so great. It's like, show me how it can get even better. It was the full moon last night, so let's look at the Moonology deck. We start off with a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. A lot of passion, a lot of persistence, romance-wise or even self-love-wise. I'm seeing it's just going to splash of vibrancy throughout your life. Next, we have faith in your dreams. There is no intention that you've set that has gone unheard, unnoticed, or looked at as undeserving. Really anchor yourself in that knowing that you are worthy of absolutely everything that you have wanted to manifest, that you have wanted to call in to your experience, no matter what area of your life that this is for. Sometimes things that we want, it's not necessarily going to happen on our timeline, but remembering that our desires come to us because God is planting those seeds in our mind. He is saying to us, I'm here to help support support you. You just let me know what goal and what dream stands out to you the most. Let's go after it together. So how can you lean on your faith just a little bit more to trust that God can make anything happen in a split second? Next, we have a time to give rather than take. Where can you give of yourself in charitable ways? How can you provide for your loved ones or your community in ways that you know your life is extremely abundant and you can share that knowledge or that abundance with others? Next, we have expect powerful change. I'm just seeing 2025 being an incredibly powerful year for you, and your dreams and anything it is that you work towards, anything you put your effort, your action behind is going to pan out in really amazing, powerful ways. Powerful shifts, powerful transformations are surrounding you entirely right now. And lastly, we have what do you need to release? In order to fully embrace a newness and where it is we want to go, where it is we desire to take our lives in new chapters, we need to understand and figure out what part of an old season has to more or less not be forgotten, but just be left behind in order to create that space to bring in the new. And then lastly, let's look at the what's blocking you deck. At the bottom of the deck, we have two passive. Take initiative to meet someone and to keep the passion ignited. I'm seeing someone who, I don't know if irritated is the right word, but someone who gets irritated really easily and then just like blows off the entire potential behind a relationship. It's like, ugh, not worth the effort. There's something about really speaking up for the things that throw you. And if that's not necessarily with other people, it's certainly something to uncover and figure out within yourself. Take initiative to meet someone where they are and identify moving forward if that's an energy that is looking to grow and expand with you, I'm hearing, and something that you could actually be more enticed to uncover. Next, we have burned out. You feel emotionally burned out right now. Retreat and recover before continuing. Where can you stop giving yourself or too much of yourself to other people in your life? Next, we have too much work. You tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. What other excuses do you have for yourself? For example, this morning, I fully intended to wake up and go to the gym. It's a Saturday morning. I woke up, I did a journaling exercise, and then I thought to myself, like, oh, my ankle, like I've been having difficulty with my right ankle. My ankle still hurts, so maybe I'll just wait until Monday. And so I'm admitting and recognizing this as an excuse because I could still go to the gym and just suss out how my body is doing in that moment. The other day I went to the gym fully anticipating that I was going to do a really good jog on the treadmill, but it was just too much for my ankle and I couldn't physically do it. Cardio wise, I'm 100% there, but physically I wasn't able to keep up with myself. So instead of jogging, I just did like intense walking for a good 30 minutes. And that's also so much better than nothing. It's moving my energy, it's getting my body going. So what excuses are you presenting to yourself to hold yourself back from plans and desires that you've created for your future? Next, we have settling. Don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it's safe. Oh, I've actually never been broken up with. I've always been the one to leave. I'm not saying that it was comfortable, but At the end of the day, I always understood that they just weren't the right one for me. And leaving them ended up allowing me to get so much closer to myself in understanding who I am and what it is, not only I'm looking for, but what it is I'm deserving of. So where are you settling? Are you settling in a relationship? Are you someone that has had this nagging feeling of needing to leave the person that you're dating? Boundaries. You need to hold good boundaries so you don't feel violated. It's holding good boundaries with other people, but then also respecting yourself enough to hold good boundaries for you. For example, someone might need to sit in meditation for 10 to 20 minutes a day just so that they can be super present in their life and really focused on a heart-centered way of living. If you're with someone or if your environment isn't conducive to you meditating or you taking that time, you're being asked to renegotiate your space or your environment, what boundaries need to be set in order to ensure that that happens. Next, we have sex only. Either you or your partners only want sex, accept that it's okay, or reach for more. This could be a coping mechanism, actually, in diving really deep into distracting yourself with something that feels really good in the moment, but you're still like facing the same issues and the same problems as you were before being intimately involved. Playing games. You don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. You can never say anything too ridiculous or off-putting to the right person. Holding on. You must release old ties in order to have a fresh start with someone new. What is it that you need to detach from? I'm just going back to the decluttering note at the top of the reading and also seeing what pieces in your house, like what physical things also need a decluttering, or what old ideas are you holding on to? There's so much coming up. Hearing clear your mind and ask yourself, if this was no longer available, how would I feel? Would you feel more empowered? I think that's the exercise. It's like, what do you need to let go of in order to feel more empowered as an individual? Be open to different types of people because you may be surprised who you find. There's something about personal hobbies in a partner that are maybe different to yours. I'm also picking up on the fact that you're going to find more commonalities between the both of you. Really like spend the time to peel back the layers and to understand who someone is at a foundational level before taking a look at their hobbies and the way that they spend their time as a description of who they are as a person. Next, we have being a victim. You feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. Maybe you're someone who actually lives with your partner, the person that needs to walk away from your partner and you're unsure of where you need to go, or you don't like the idea of a new living situation if you do make this decision to leave. The new choice and the new decision doesn't have to be forever. It just needs to be for right now. If you feel like this is someone you can have some conversations with to get a little bit more clear and become a little bit more conducive, like in terms of being on the same page as one another, that's one thing. But if you find yourself having the same discussion, the same troubles, the same problems, just playing over and over and over again, and there are no amount of conversations that are helping your situation, then you really are keeping yourself in victim mentality, because every single sign is showing you that nothing is going to change, nothing is ready to change within your circumstance and your partner. So you need to change. If things are going to change, change has to be present, and you're going to be the conductor of that change. Where are we going to go next? We'll finish off today's reading with the Universe Answers deck. Your whole life can look completely different to what it is now in just 3 months' time. Good luck. Now is a lucky time. Really embrace all of the amazing things coming your way. Next month. Will next month have a really big change for you? Wrong. I'm hearing they are in the wrong. You have to open your eyes. False. there's a lot of deceit and lies happening. Maybe. I'm just going to confirm the maybe. Possibly. Thank you. There's a lot of uncertainty. It's like, oh gosh, is this going to happen? Well, maybe. Well, is that going to happen? Well, maybe. There's just a lot of uncertainty right now, and that's okay. We don't always have to have all of the answers. They're going to be revealed to us in right time. So that's extremely clarifying. Thank you so much. The advice I would have around change is just trying not to see it as something that is impossible to get through, but more so as a well of opportunity to really fill your heart with your heart's desire. You are here to love and create and to enjoy your experience on earth. And a huge part of that is just surrounding yourself with people that love and respect you and communicate and trust you, and you can trust them. You're going to be great. Just get really clear on what it is you want, and then write out a step or two that's going to support you in the right direction.